Lizzy manages all of your special order parts, whether it's for service or part sales or internet sales or whatever it happens to be. She manages all of the processes related to parts. So when a customer calls in and cancels a special order, in other words, you didn't have the inventory and had to order it from one of your suppliers and you're waiting for that part to show up, or maybe the part has already shown up and they call you back after the fact and want to cancel the order. So the process for doing that, obviously you're not going to go in and do a refund to the customer because there was never a sale in the first place. You collected money from them, maybe saying that they wanted to order this part, but you haven't actually sold them anything. So doing a refund will actually bring inventory into your company that you really never sold in the first place. So that is definitely not the way to handle a canceling a special order. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go to invoicing special order list inside of Lizzy. And when we click on it initially, we're viewing all customers. Well, before we actually bring this up, we want to find the customer we're on the phone with or the customer that's standing in front of us so that we can tell the special order list to be more specific. So once we have the customer we're interested in here, we're just going to tell it to view the current contact, or we can tell it to view the current invoice if it happens to be a current, we already selected the invoice that they were calling about. Now, I'm going to flip back over here to all for a second, and I want you to pay attention to this area down here where the magnifying glass is, which is how we get detail on this particular item. But I'm going to click on current customer again, and you'll notice that when we're looking at a customer or an invoice, we have another option here, which is this little red X that's sitting here, and you'll see that it says cancel when you point to it. So that's the proper, it's actually the only way that you should be canceling special order parts, whether they're from the internet or anything else. Now, the only exception to that might be a service ticket, because service tickets are left open while the mechanics are working on them. Those parts do show up over here, but there's no reason to come cancel them because you can always just delete it off of the invoice. So, or off the service ticket. So in this case, I want to cancel this top part. So we're just going to click the red X. We're going to tell it that they wanted one. I'm going to cancel that one. If you change your mind, you can always hit the never mind button. But let's say they also want to cancel this part here. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel one of those as well. And if I scroll all the way down here to the bottom, you'll see that I have the ability to add a restocking fee. And I also have the ability to process the cancellation. So you can cancel as many items as you want at the same time up here and then process the cancellation all at once with a single click. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to tell it to process the cancel. And so now we are presented with the payment form. It's wanting to know, look, you collected money from them on these two parts, so how do you want to give that money back? Now, if you are not going to give the money back to them right now, you can literally just hit view current invoice or locate invoice or whatever you want, go somewhere else in the program. The customer already has a credit on their account for those two items that can be used for other things later on. So if all you're going to do is give them store credit, you've already done it. There's nothing else to do. But if you're going to give them cash, or you're going to write them a check, or you're going to put this back on their credit card, then you'll just select the proper payment method and hit the process button, just as if you did the original sale, except this is going to be the reverse. All of the items, if they haven't come in, Lizzy will flag the receiving people to let them know that they need to send that part back to the vendor, or maybe they need to put it in stock, but it'll tell them that it was originally for special order and has been canceled. So everybody in the company that needs to be alerted to this fact is, and again, if you want to leave customer credit, leave this thing alone. There's nothing you have to do here because Lizzy's already taking care of that for you when you hit the process button.